Hey guys, welcome to the Solution Architect channel, and this is the third video of the DevOps series. What we want to do today in this video is create the application. I decided to do web APIs and use Docker files to deploy our application. The reason for that, it is a little bit of complexity involved. We need a web server and things like that, and I want to include that into the configuration of the DevOps pipeline, so we have everything, we've covered everything. In the next few videos we'll also cover automated testing and all of that, but first, today let's set up the application, let's get it all ready and make sure that we can upload that to Azure DevOps as well. At the end of this video I'm going to reveal the giveaway, so you have to watch this video. At the end of this video, sometime at the end, I'm going to jump in and say, hey, this is what you're going to get, you know, what you need to do at the end of the series, which is probably going to be about 4 or 5 videos to get to our final deployment and smoke testing. I will post some questions. The first person getting the questions right, sorry guys, if the second person also gets it right, I cannot, unfortunately I only have one to give away. So the first person getting it right, I will post that giveaway to that person. I hope you like my videos. Please subscribe and please like and share if you like my content. Thank you for watching and thank you for being loyal. So before I jump into the demo, I decided to break this into 3 different videos. The first is create the web API and then create a Docker image to be deployed. Then the second video will be deploy through Azure DevOps to a Windows virtual machine using the Azure repos that you've seen earlier in the videos. And then the last video will be deploy to a Linux virtual machine also using the Azure repos. I might split that pipeline into 2 different pipelines. I'll show you on Azure when we get to that stage. Then I will also add some unit testing to the code, and then we'll do a proper deployment to production environment and do some smoke testing after that. So there's several videos coming, and this one is specifically around creating the web API, preparing everything, making sure everything is right before we can deploy. Okay, so I'm back on my virtual machine. This is a Windows machine. I'm going to open Google Chrome, and what we want to do first is install Docker client for Windows. So I'm going to go to the website where we'll find Docker client for Windows. And we need this to be able to host the Docker file that we're going to create for our web API. Okay, so you go back to docs.docker for Windows install and click here download from the Docker Hub. Because now that you already have an account, it will recognize that account to say, yes, I consent to cookies, download Docker for Windows. And I'll pause this. Once it's done, we can start the installation. Okay, let's install this. I'm probably going to pause in between, just make sure that this video is not too long. Click yes, and it's going to download the packages. So this might take a while. I'm going to just skip through all of this very quickly until the end. Just keep it simple. You want to make sure that you select Docker for Windows. We will do Docker for Linux on a second video, but let's do the Docker for Windows first. Okay, when it asks you the configuration, we'll for now use Windows containers instead of Linux containers. As you can see, you can change this afterwards, but our first deployment will be Windows. Click OK and then install and then wait. Okay, mine is finished, so I'm going to click close and restart. So this will restart your Windows for you. So I've just started up my, it restarted a few times, and you'll see, if you click on this, your Docker is busy in, starting up. But we'll shut it down just now after it's starting up, because we first want to create our web API. Okay, so this is what you will see the first time when it comes up, Docker desktop. What I want to do is, you can sign it in here, which meaning it will sign into your Docker hub. But I'm going to quit it for now, and then we go into Visual Studio Code. Okay, so open your Visual Studio Code. Make sure everything is empty there. And what you need to do is stop the Docker. Just quit Docker first. We're first going to create the web API. So stop Docker. And then go to new terminal. Inside your terminal, you go to your I'm just using wildcards there. And what we're going to do here is create our web API application. So .NET new web API. Remember, I use the SDK now for this demo. It's .NET Core 3.1 SDK. You need to download that, install that first before this demo will work. Output DevOps API. I hope I don't have one like that. Okay, it's created, so open the folder. DevOps API. I'm make sure I've got the right one there. The new SDK will create this weather forecast class for you. It's just a class with temperature information. It's hard-coded, so when you open up your controller, which is up here, you'll see it's just hard-coded getting information. It's just random numbers that add to the temperatures there. What you want to do next is go to new terminal. Okay, and you say .NET restore .NET run. And this will show you where this will be able to, where you can get this from your browser. Okay, and let's go to our browser and space localhost 0 weather forecast. And this is the values that you're getting back from the web API. So this is running now without Docker. The next step is to apply Docker to your application, and we'll need to then get the same instance. At the moment, it's running on Kestrel, which is part of the out-of-the-box web service host that .NET provides. If I switch this off, if I cancel this, go back into here, and then you'll get an error. It's not running anymore. So you need to host the web API somewhere. What we want to do, we want to host it on Docker. So let's do that next. Okay, go back to your Visual Studio. And first thing you want to do before you start with the Docker in Visual Studio Code, you need to start Docker. Don't have Docker now, so I'm going to open Docker for desktop. So while that is starting up and logging in to your account, you need to add Docker to Visual Studio. So go to your extensions icon there, type in Docker, and there's a lot of different extensions you can use, but I'm just going to use the default one that comes from Microsoft. Say install. Now that is installed, you'll see that you get images down here. I had previously installed, so images and containers. Those two tabs in the bottom is the most important ones you want to work with. So first you need to do add Docker files to your project, to this folder. How you do that? Control-Shift-P will bring this up, and you will add Docker files to workspace. You select then ASP.NET Core. We're going to do a Windows Docker, and I'm going to default this to 5000. Use 5000 port. You can have your own port in here, but just remember the port number is 5000. That's going to add Docker files in here. The next thing is to add is an env config file that specify for the Docker file to actually host this on the 5000 port. If you don't add this, you might get some issues running your application. So the next step is, when we've got that done, remember you have to file save. I've got auto save on automatically, so mine is always save, but if you don't, file save always. Control-Shift-P, and then select build image. And this will take a while, so I will pause this video while this is running. Okay, now my Docker image has been created. You can go to images. Mine is called DevOps API. You'll see this is the latest one here. If you right click on this, you can now start, you can just run it from here. This is just simply to test it. We haven't deployed it yet. That's going to happen in the next video. Then we will deploy it to a Windows server. I will create a VM where we will deploy it on Azure. Just right click and run. That will start it now. You can go to your containers. It will then appear here as soon as it's up and running. You'll see DevOps API latest. I don't know why they have this open in browser, but that won't work. I'll just switch over to my Google Chrome. And now if I reset this, I think this needs to be 5000. HTTP, we don't have a, and you have your, so HTTPS is your secure line. We don't have one now. It's just localhost 5000, and there is your data, all your temperature data. So that is how you create a Docker image. In the next video, I will show you how to deploy this image to a Windows server. Hey guys, if you skip to this side of the video, shame on you. Go back. Anyway, so you can see what's on my head here. This is what I'm going to give away. This is my own, and I printed more. So I've got 1 year to give away. It's for free, so don't be disappointed. You know, it's not, I can't spend a lot of money. I'm actually just doing this for fun, and this is a free giveaway. This actually, if I retail this, will be about 25 to 30 bucks, and you'll get it for free. The postage will cost me probably the same amount of money. So if you like this, please comment below, and watch all the videos in the series to be able to win this, and you have to answer all the questions correctly, and you have to be first. Thanks for watching. See you next time.